I was like, hey, you know, you've been doing this long enough, you're here now, are you okay with just, you know, getting that next step up kind of thing?
All right, thank you very much for your question. So sorry to the other questions, we're gonna take time to give, to any creator that wants to shout out other queer communities.
You're not gonna let me ask my question?
Oh, oops, well, we only got, we'll give it to you, what you got? We gotta be brief answers.
I just want to hear, because I grew up, my name is Zot the Avenger, and I've been making public access video game programming for 25 years, and I grew up around queer people. My first drag show was when I was 10 years old, and Tony DeNino, who produced the G Word down in Tucson, Arizona, exposed me to drag queens and how glamorous they could be. And there's a part of me still that wants to be around queers, even though I'm like a hetero dude. And I kind of wanted to just hear you guys, because it makes me feel young again, you know? And like, I feel like queers have a lot to offer. And like, I just want to hear that like, you guys even want me in your chat room. Do you? Because like, I've been hanging out with like Nintendo Desi, and he showed me. I'm not being thoughtful. I'm trying to be thoughtful by playing Dead by Daylight, because that's what I saw on Friday.
What's your actual question, my guy?
Yeah, what's your question?
Like, I was watching the drag show on Friday, and I'm like, man, I really gotta play Dead by Daylight, because it's kind of awkward to go into any chat room where you're not familiar with the game.
Your question was, are you welcome in our spaces as a straight person?
And I'm trying to make it short because I wasn't
straight people are welcome in our spaces. I feel like maybe you're not, because you're kind of bringing in a bad energy.
Okay.
It's okay, but yo, thank you very much for your question, sir. Can we give a round of applause for him? And we appreciate your time, sir. We appreciate it indeed. So, with the questions done, do we have any creators that we would like to shout out that you all should check out?
Just because you're straight edge doesn't mean you gotta be a dick. And just because you're an anarchist doesn't mean you gotta be a dick. And just because you're vegan, Christian, liberal, that's okay. It doesn't mean you gotta be a dick. That's right. Just because you're Republican doesn't mean you gotta be a dick. And just because you're Democrat doesn't mean you gotta be a dick. And just because you're gay or straight or whatever it is you are, it doesn't mean you gotta be a dick. Your extremes are so
Testing, testing, testing. Is this thing on? Hey everybody, it's Grandpa JJ here with the Video Games and More stream here on twitch.tv. I don't know if you saw that that nice and cringy opening. Excuse me. I was hungry. I know it's awkward to eat on TV or whatever, but my stomach was like growling, which doesn't happen too often. You know, it's kind of like when you're in the car and you gotta pee so bad, you're like, "Nyeh, pull over." So I was about like that hungry. You know, like, pull over, I gotta eat. My stomach's growling, but I've been trying for a couple hours to get this stream started. Got some technical difficulties. It feels like all my equipment is working against me, but that's nothing new. Even my microphone here isn't charged up, so I'm plugged into the wall in order to talk. But it will be charged up. It will be working with me soon. And like I said, thanks for tuning in to the Video Games and More stream. Even though there's no Zot the Avenger, you get me, the producer, JJ Styles, the owner and proprietor of Bright Idea Records, located at brightidearecords.com. Aside from that video from TwitchCon, we also started out with a lovely song by Drunken Horny called Dick, with an exclamation point. And that is on Related Records. You can find them at drunkenhorny.bandcamp.com. They're a really great band from Arizona. I got into them because the main guy, Ryan, is also the main guy from Father's Day, which I think is a great band. It's Laugh Riot. Anyway. Just some more context for you. I know, it's Saturday night. It's 11 o'clock on the West Coast or whatever. It's really late. What the hell am I doing? You know, I'm just trying to address something that I've been wanting to address since TwitchCon. But this is probably going to be a lengthy, drawn-out episode, if you will. So if you're not into that kind of thing, well then I apologize, but I got a lot to say. Don't I always, right? And, you know, if I don't take my time, I'm going to end up putting my goddamn foot in my fucking mouth. So just, this is my stream. I got time. Nobody's going to cut me off, not that I know of. I was having a difficult time updating the stream information. I just wanted to update the date and the topic, the title, which is, let me tell you something about queers. A TwitchCon 2 story with JJ. And, you know, like I say, this is an issue I've been wanting to address since TwitchCon. Because I don't know if you could tell by that video, but I didn't feel good when I walked away from the microphone. I wasn't feeling on top of the world. It was a simple enough question that I probably overcomplicated because, you know, some of us humans tend to overcomplicate things. I feel bad that I mentioned Nintendezi. I didn't mean to drag anyone into my fucking drama, you know, or bullshit or whatever, but like, you know, I was ultimately trying to be a positive kind of dude, you know, like, I was trying to talk about how, like, even when you're the most hetero of hetero, which is like, I at least consider myself 85% hetero, you know? Like, 95% at the most, 75% at the least. You know what I mean? So it's like, anyways, I was trying to explain how, like, queer relationships and friendships can be, and sorry if I say the word queer weirdly. I noticed that in the chat room. Somebody said, ew, I don't like the way he says queer. And, like, I'd probably, like, be better off if I say just the word gay. Like, that works. But I probably say that weirdly, too. So, it's kind of funny if you look up the word queer in the dictionary. Like, the definition is, like, something that's a little off or weird. So, basically, I say queer queerly, apparently. According to some fuck in the chat room that I don't give a shit about. Whatever, judge me. I'm not a bad guy. I'm a good guy. I know my heart's in the right place, and let me continue. I'm not going to get hung up on that. Alright? As I was saying, I was trying to get at the core of the issue, which is like, you know, the queer friendships and relationships are beneficial to the most hetero of people, okay? But like, when I like, sat through that whole presentation listening carefully, you know, about like hate raids. I didn't know what hate raids were. I'm kind of a Twitch newbie, alright? Like Zot the Avenger and everything has more experience on like public access television than Twitch. So hearing about hate raids, that sucks. You know, that sounds like one malicious person that has control of a bunch of like bots, if you will. And I don't mean bots like the kind of bots that people on Twitch use every day, you know, in the chat rooms. I mean bots like falsely registered accounts that they have control over, much like a botnet, like an underground botnet, which are oftentimes controlled on internet relay chat. And like, you know, it was just, I wasn't even gonna get up and ask a question. I really wasn't. But like, I have this theory that hanging out in a gay, quote unquote, a gay Twitch channel is when you're like not gay, you know, or queer or whatever. Like, it's a lot like hanging out at a gay bar when you're not gay. Which I don't know if you ever do that. Like, the first time usually is kind of weird. Maybe you got like peer pressured into it by your girlfriend or something, or a group of friends. Maybe you're drunk and you're just like, all right, let's paint the town red. We're gonna go into every bar in town, even the gay bars, right? You know, and you're like, and then as soon as you step inside, you're like, wait, how did I let myself get talked into this? You're like, what am I doing here? There's a back room with a bunch of shirtless guys dancing around to techno. Then there's a side room with a bunch of drag queens dancing around. And then there's like another room with a bunch of lesbians dancing around. This place is off the chain. There's a party in every room, but I don't really think I belong in any of those rooms. What the fuck am I doing here, right? That's okay, because there's still the bar. You can still sit down at the bar where usually most anybody is welcome. That's the nice thing about bars, is as long as you got enough money for a drink, or if you're that broke, I guess you can have water for a little while. But everybody's always welcome at the bar, especially if they can buy a round of drinks. If you can buy a round of drinks, you're going to be the most popular person at the bar pretty soon. I think Amy Schumer had a skit about that, about being addicted to being the person at the bar that's always buying a round of drinks for their friends. And she's like, I'm maxing out my credit cards. I don't know why I'm thinking about Amy Schumer so much. I was just talking about in the Big Dogs chat room with Frank Howley, I was talking about doing tech support for my mom, and then bringing up that Amy Schumer bit. But I guess my life is just like Amy's lately. I don't know. But where was I? Oh yeah. So the first time you go, it might be kind of awkward, but like after you leave and you walk away and you're still alive and you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. Then the next time you go, it's probably not going to be any big deal. Like the first time is always a big deal, right? It's like, oh my God, I'm going into a gay bar, right? And then it's like the next time it's like, meh, I'm thirsty. I need a drink. I'm going inside. You know, the third time, the fourth time, you're kind of like getting to know people, getting to know the scene. Maybe somebody's even bought a drink for you. You know, like maybe you even feel welcome there, you know? But still though, there comes a point where you start to wonder, you know, should I really be going to this bar? I mean, maybe not for you, maybe not for everyone, but sometimes you'll get to that point. You'll be like, should I find a different bar? Like, I'm single. I could use a date. I'm probably not going to find one here at the gay bar. It costs money to go to the bar. I'm throwing away all my money here at the gay bar when I could be throwing it away at a straight bar. Like, what the hell am I even doing here, right? Alright? So that's reality. IRL, if you will. IRL. Alright? And like, it may not be like that in a Twitch channel exactly, because you're not buying drinks, but maybe you're buying subscriptions or buying, you know, whatever. I don't buy shit because I'm just a broke ass. So, but my point is it's kind of like that when you go into a gay Twitch channel. I'm sure that the first time I went into one, I was a little nervous. I was like, ooh, oh God, do I belong here? You know, and it's like, the nice thing about Twitch is you got the video game commonality. So as long as, you know, your gay host is playing a game that you know or whatever, you know, it's no big deal. 'Cause no matter how gay it gets, okay, you still got the commonality of the game that's being played. So there's really nothing weird at all. Like, it's like any other Twitch chat room or channel. And you know, what was it? Why did I bring up my buddy Nintendo Desi? I've only been in his chat room like 2 or 3 or 4, probably 5 times. And like, what kept me sticking around? Shit, man. Let me see if I can answer that. Oh yeah. Hell yeah, I can answer that. Alright. So like, Nintendo Desi is like some kind of a gifted, like, I don't know what the right word is, a savant when it comes to like retro games like Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, Super Mario Brothers 2. Like, he knows everything there is about those games. And the first time I tuned in, I saw him playing with one of these devices. This thing that looks kind of like a laptop, if you will. This is what they call, let's see. Yeah, it's a U-Force. That's what that lettering is up in the top corner, okay? It says U-Force. It's made by Broderbund Software, which is a company that was owned by a couple of brothers that made the Carmen Sandiego game which was kind of a big deal to my generation. I mean, hopefully it was a big deal. It was a really good game. And they made a TV show out of it with Miss Thigpen, who was on the district, and like she was the chief, and yada. And there was this band, and they were, yeah, look it up. I'm not here to be your history teacher. Anyways, when I watched Desi playing on the U-Force, I was mesmerized. I was in the chat. I'm typing things like bongo, because sometimes he's doing like this bongo thing to control the game, and sometimes he's doing like a wiki, like a scratch DJ kind of technique. I thought it was captivating, utterly awesome, futuristic. It was like some kind of weird retro futuristic, like steampunk, you know, like, because it's like, it seems like something. I mean, I guess you can play that way with the Kinect, or like maybe Sony Move, maybe with like a Wiimote. I don't know, you know? It's like, I really don't want to finish this, but I don't want to leave food around for the bugs. Oh, I'm so stuffed. Oh, man. Alright, where was I? Anyways, my point is that by hanging out in a so-called gay Twitch channel, you know, like, I was exposed to something super cool that I cannot wait to actually try out. The reason I haven't tried that out is because I accidentally fried my NES. I used the wrong AC adapter. It was a switching adapter. I thought I was safe, but it was the wrong voltage. So, it doesn't matter if it's a switching adapter. If it's the wrong voltage, you're probably gonna fry your shit. But, whatever. I'll fix it when I fix it. And, you know, that's kind of like what I was trying to talk about with the playing Dead by Daylight, is because, like, I don't have a whole lot of reason to hang out in drag queen Twitch channels. You know, I don't got a whole lot of reason to hang out in any fucking Twitch channel, really. I barely watch TV anymore. I don't watch movies much. I'm busy. I make music. I work on computers. I play video games. Like, watching stuff is something I did when I was a kid. My father was the same way. He watched movies in the theater growing up, you know, and sometimes he'd go over to a friend's house where they had a TV and he'd get to watch a Western or something. But when he got to be like my father, when I was born, he pretty much didn't watch TV or movies anymore unless he had a reason to. Like if we were gonna go see a matinee at the theater, you know, like he'd watch a movie then if he had me to join him. But he wasn't gonna go watch one by himself, and I'm not gonna either. And like, as far as Twitch channels go, you know, usually I'm checking shit out when I myself feel like streaming, but I don't have my shit together. You know. So it's like, oh, let's see what's on. Let's get motivated, shall we? You know? And all I can do is go with either the recommendations, or I can try to query something cool. You know? I found some pretty weird shit with my queries. Sometimes I find these channels that have nothing but bars and tone. Woo! Color bars, like, they're very interesting. But, yeah, wasn't that video nice and cringy? God damn, man. I gotta tell you, when I walked away from that shit, you know, or whatever, I was like, I felt like the pariah of the Twitch queer community, right? Like, that sucked. And I was just trying to ask a simple question. And all they really needed to say was just, of course you're welcome. Everyone is welcome. As long as you're not the leader of a hate raid, you're welcome. That's all I really, come one, come all, right? That's really kind of just what I wanted to hear. But, you know, I was probably trying to provide too much context about my life. And self-promotion, of course. Because how else are people going to find out about the Zot the Avenger Rules channel? Here on Twitch.tv. But it's like... This is going to be a long stream. And I will continue to address that issue. But we need to diverge for a moment. I need to talk about the very first time there was a misunderstanding. Back when I was a teenager, on tour with my band, and I'd never experienced anything quite like this. I was, let's set the scene, shall we? I was about 16 years old, maybe 17. I'd been on one tour with my band, the Zero Tolerance Task Force, up the West Coast. And, you know, doing punk rock music, DIY, independent style. Like the stuff you'd read about in Maximum Rock and Roll magazine, you know. And, let's see. So yeah, we're touring around. And it turns out that up in Portland, Oregon, the climate, the social, not the weather, the social climate is very politically correct, okay? This is what it was like 25 years ago. It's still like that to this day from what I hear, okay? Anyways, we were getting ready to play a show, an all-ages show at like this this venue where the stage was up on the second story. You had to haul your equipment up a flight of stairs. We had some friends with us that we picked up in Fairfield, California, because we were touring from Tucson, Arizona, going up the California West Coast. So we picked up our good friends, the Gut Monkeys. They were with us. And basically there was a little bit of a protest. There was an element of people that didn't want us to play. They said that we were misogynistic, homophobic, politically incorrect assholes, that we were chauvinist pigs, and that that we were there to devalue women. Of all things. Like, give me a break. Like, why would a bunch of horny guys want to devalue women? Like, that's a stupid thing. A bunch of single horny guys. That's like the dumbest thing you can do. Okay? But anyways, they were trying to proclaim that this song that we, you know, they recorded this song before I joined the band. Okay? But, they were trying to say that this song was a metaphor for, like, women. Okay? That's the way that this lesbian queer band called What's-Her-Face. Here. This band. You can't even see that well, can you? Oh, sorry. Forgive me if this is a little ramshackle. What's-Her-Face? Yeah. That's their album, Masturbation for Victory. Too many humans, too many humans, too many humans. Too many for what? But I know what they mean. I know what overpopulation is. I studied that before I dropped out of high school, okay? They got songs like Queer Like That, etc., etc. And the reason why this was kind of awkward is because this band, Yankee Wuss, they were kind of like, I wouldn't say friends, but I would say peers. They were our peers. You know, we were both trying to succeed in the DIY punk rock music scene. And, you know, again, this was a friendship, a relationship that was established before I joined the band, you know, but they were basically people that we talked to and that we respected, and they respected us. You know, with a name like Yankee Wuss, you can probably imagine that they were a little bit confrontational. Like a lot of punk rock bands, they're not afraid to be confrontational. In fact, they're kind of looking to antagonize, much like a Johnny Rotten or a Jello Biafra, if you will. So, they're kind of cool, right? But they do this split record with What's-Her-Face, and What's-Her-Face is the very band that is protesting our right to play a show that we were booked for. And yeah, all that stuff about being misogynists and whatnot, yeah, that was their argument to prevent us from playing. Anyways, we were there with our friends the Gut Monkeys, and Amy Gut Monkey was the bass player, and she was what I would refer to, this is not a slur, this is literally like a stereotype, if you will, you know, or maybe not a stereotype, like I'm a cyberpunk, okay, and Amy is a bull dyke. Like she's a heavy set lesbian. And, you know, my drummer Mickey, he got along really well with her because they like to drink 40s of alcohol and watch girls walk down the street together and say, oh, those are some tits right there, huh? Oh, yeah, those are nice. You know, she's kind of like one of the guys, if you will, okay? So we got the singer for What's-Her-Face, who's like this scrawny little glasses, you know, 4 eyes girl, like a real nerdy little chick that you can tell is going to a college, probably with like a, what do they call that? A savings, college savings? Like, she's probably got her parents paying for her to go to college. Not that there's anything wrong with that, okay? If you're privileged, good for you. I wish I was privileged. I've never been too privileged. And I got people that'll... Anyway. So yeah, Amy starts to stick up for us. Amy is like, fuck you, bitch! These guys aren't misogynists, they're fucking cool! Blah, blah, blah! You need to shut the fuck up and just let them play! And of course, little Four Eyes What's-Her-Face meekishly walks away after getting bitched out by the large bull dyke, you know, which was pretty cool. It's a shame that me and Amy ended up becoming bitter enemies over a misunderstanding. But you know, misunderstandings are misunderstandings. And if nobody ever, like, tries to address the misunderstanding, then it just remains. It's like a big fucking question mark looming over your existence, you know? A question mark that's like a rainy cloud fucking up your existence, you know? Because ultimately, yo, I'm not gonna judge you for being you, okay? I say more power to you for being you. You know how many times Zot the Avenger got called a fat little faggot and shit like that by prank callers trying to do a TV show on video games? Like, that shit sucked. I know it sucks. I'll bet a hate raid really fucking sucks. And I'm not going to try to make anybody's life any harder, okay? Granted, I kind of got up on the microphone at that, you know, at that panel because I'd heard about, you know, it sounded like a real struggle for them to be, like, queer on Twitch. And, like, it sounds like a really great thing once they build up their community and have supporters. But it sounds like until you have, like, a community of supporters, it's a real tough struggle, you know? And it's like, well, you know, that actually sounds a lot like most any other Twitch streamer. That sounds just about like anything. Until you have a fucking shitload of supporters, things are gonna suck. Like, yeah, it's a struggle, you know? But, like, you gotta let your supporters know that they're welcome to support you and that you're inviting them. You know, like, otherwise, why are people gonna support you, right? I mean, because you're just so great? No. They need to know that, like, you want them, that they are wanted. You know? It's, anyways. So, point of that story is we did get to play. You know. And it was a fun show. And Yankee Wuss was up there. Every single band member had on a Wasp t-shirt, which is a band, W-A-S-P. They're like a metal band that's very politically incorrect and misogynistic. So I find it ironic that their split partners didn't protest them. But I hope those guys are doing well. I hope What's-Her-Face is doing well as well. In fact, I'm tired of talking. I'm going to play some fucking music, man. And I know we're not going to get any copyright strikes because this is all independent DIY punk rock music. So I'm going to take a break, and I hope you enjoy this.
It's all pretty cool, ready to be stuffed. It's them plucked naked, tie its legs together like them girls love, and now we eat. It's alright, golden brown, not white, I'm covered in drool. But I ain't no chicken. Breast and so delicious. You're all critical, ready to be stuffed. I'm just naked, tie my legs together, say your grace, and now you. Really want justice, kill all lawyers. Really want justice, kill all cops. Really want justice, kill politicians. Really want justice, kill yourself. Really want justice, kill all lawyers. Really want justice, kill all cops. Really want justice, kill politicians. Really want justice, kill yourself. I don't know what name to call you. Maybe I'll call you Asswipe, 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 Asswipe. I don't know what name to call you. Maybe I'll call you Greaseball, 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 Greaseball. Disposable napkins, disposable douche. I need a disposable love. Could it be you? Her country's drowning in a disposable all-American wet dream. Isn't her towels, isn't her peas. I tattooed his on my dick and hers on her shaved mop. And I wish my dick were disposable. Disposable nuclear waste. I don't want it, I'll send it to you. Soldiers are disposable and expendable too.
How long can we treat the world like a disposable tissue? I was your convenient friend, disposable too. It all sucked for me. Hope it was good for you.
I just sit here, feeling useless.
And
Everybody
is just useless. And what's the use anyway? I'll get off on my useless way. Oh, useless day, right. Work hard to feel useless. I've tried so much to feel useless. What's the use anyway? Anything, useless thing you do or say. I want to, but it's useless. I love you, but it's useless. That I want, what a high cost, useless. And what is uselessness so hard? It's useless. I played all my cards. Being useless to be free. Being useless should be easy. Work so hard, so small. But it's useless after all. Being useless.
What can I do? Feeling useless. And what's the use anyway? I guess
I'll be on my useless way. One last useless thing to say. Though it's useless, I didn't want it that way. I love that song.
Mike, don't you look punk today? Might one go so far as to say you look downright straight-edge posy-core? Do you wear the clothes no one can see?
You have on Nike matching socks. Change your underwear, you might get hit by a bus. Only job offers I get are selling dope. But at least unemployed, I'm good for a front. Be careful not to hide your drugs in the clothes no one can see. 'Cause that's where the police check burn. When I'm walking down the street, the cops give me the eye. They must love me and wanna frisk me. Everyone loves the emperor's new clothes. Everyone loves the emperor's new smile and pill. And everyone loves being a stupid, superstitious peasant. And they fight to stay that way, and I bet they wear the clothes no one can see, 'cause they have to.
And I'd walk down the street, and here'd come a woman. She'd look what they call butchy now.
It's really big right now, you know. My sex life not a thing. It's experimenting.
Oh, tell me, sweet Jesus, I'd really like to know, will there be gay people in heaven? And if there's not, who in the hell wants to go?
Alright, thanks for listening to the Video Games and More stream here at Zot the Avenger Rules. Crap, did you guys see where I left the record sleeve? I gotta put this thing away. Hold on one sec. Oh, crap. We got one more 7-inch. You know what? I didn't plan on setting a new record on Pinball FX, so I think I'm just gonna keep playing and putting on records until I'm done with this.
I understand a lot of people enjoy being dead, but they're not dead really. They're just backing away from life. Reach out, take a chance, get hurt even. Play as well as you can.
I get so scared because this is my life. Surrounded by greed, it's hard to survive here. I've become their slave for 8 hours a day.
it tears me up. See what they do to them. Keep your mouth shut, or they'll do it to you. I can't live like this. They can't get away with that. It's life or death. I must take a stand.
Don't give me that kind of stuff. That's all you can. What have you done lately? Lately? Hey, come on. Listen, I'm never going to be forgiven for that. Never. You can't get it out. You know, all the blood in her towels and her rug. Everything had to be pitched. Even the tile in the bathroom had to be regrouted.
You know who my #1 fans are? And I don't give a shit what anybody says. Punk rockers rule!
I can feel you near my scrotum. Tell me something, darling. Can you feel my scrotum? Can you feel the nodules? Can you feel the little nodules? Yes, I can feel them too. Yes, I can feel them too. Now tell me, darling, come close to me. Make me feel good. Because my nodules are important. My nodules are important. Darling, come close to me. Smell my nectar. Smell my love nectar in my nose. My love nectar out my nose. My love nectar. My very own love nectar. I smell your love nectar, and it smells good. It smells real good. Hey, don't let them get you. Don't let those television evangelists get you. But I digress. Smell me, darling. Smell my love nectar. Because I smell your love nectar. And, well, love nectar is important. It's important to all of us to realize that we need our love nectar. We need our earplugs. Oh, but I digress. Darling, one more thing. Always use a condom, because it's so important to use a condom, because you never know who has gonorrhea. You thought I was going to say AIDS. I know you thought I was going to say AIDS, but no, you never know who has gonorrhea. The clap, the creeping crud. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? I hope you know what I'm saying, because if you do, then we're all set. So thanks a lot, and stay tuned. Bye.
Analingus, American style, truer than the red, white, and blue. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Analingus, American style, it's me and you. So many t-shirts and bumper stickers say America kicks butt. Did I miss something? I only seen them kiss it. Keeping the world safe from democracy. Nice rim job for GE. Don't mind the smell. Use your tongue as toilet paper for the military. You'll love it, and you'll probably do it again. And now kiss Billy's butt like you once kissed Georgie's butt, and even previously kissed the colorectal cancer encrusted buttocks of Ronald Reagan. Yum, yum. I feel like flying a flag. Hope you lazy Americans aren't too tired yet, 'cause it's time to kiss the butt of General Motors. Watch them cash in on the war. Watch them lay more people off here. Show you're ignorant too, and blame it on Japan. Buy American, a nice Ford made in Mexico. Well, 8 more Ford factories here close. Holmes Tuttle Hyundai, anyone? How's about a Jim Click Nissan? And cut her up again, 'cause I know the domestic class. Druggies building jails for more druggies. More than a job, it's the gulag. And now everybody's at work building jails. The factories are closed, but you still want to eat. The only option is the military. You can be one of the troops you supported from in front of your TV. They got such a great retirement plan. A little box just for you, with a flag on top that you get to wave from the grave. And if you've kissed God's butt enough, maybe you'll go to heaven. Huh. 'Cause pregnancy is still scarier than AIDS. Safest sex is still anal penetration. Pregnancy is still scarier than AIDS, so the safest sex is still anal penetration. More and more kids born. 2 girls that can't take care of themselves. She's had 7 abortions. Just think if she had 7 kids. The guys don't stick around when things get heavy, and the girls get heavy. And suddenly no one's around, and jazz me, Mr. Tampoon. 'Cause I have a theory that when the guy's penis hardens, the blood that enters the penis comes directly from the brain. causing an IQ drop of about 30 or 40 points or so, somewhere in there. Not quite sure, but anyway, us guys don't leak fluid, so I guess it's supposed to all even out somewhere down the road. But anyway, I hate being a moron, and when the emotions take over and their heart hates your brain hates your heart, and you get so confused, you don't know what to do. Just remember one thing, so you don't reproduce. Cause pregnancy is still scarier than AIDS. The safest sex is still anal penetration. Anal or oral when you lose control before we breed ourselves into a third world nation. a thing personal. I'm sick of everyone. Nobody's no fun. Not anyone. Sure it means me. And everybody else too. Sick of everything. Know what I mean. It's all over your face. It's all over everyone else's face too. It's all over the street. It's all over, but I guess it's nothing new. And nothing personal. I'm sick of everyone. Nobody's no fun. Not anyone. Sure it means you. And everybody else too. Sick of everything. Know what I mean. Sick of it all. All that you say. And I'm sick of everything you might do. Sick of it all over the street. Yeah, I'm sick, but I guess it's nothing new. I woke up today and my favorite song was on the clock radio. And I said, wow, today's my lucky day. And I went to take a shower today and there was a clean towel in the closet. And I said, wow, today's my lucky day. And I ate some breakfast cereal today and I found a coupon on the box. And I said, wow, today's my lucky day. And I went outside today and I found a penny on the ground. And I said, wow, today's my lucky day. And I was walking down the street today and a guy came up and gave me a pamphlet that said, Jesus loves me. And I said, wow, he does. Today's my lucky day. And I kept walking and I met this homeless guy who asked me for some spare change. And I said, I'm glad I'm not you. Today's my lucky day. But the homeless guy pushed me into the street and I got hit by a car. And whoa, today's not my lucky day. No. Not my lucky day. Not my lucky day at all. But here help me. Today's my lucky day. And he took me in the back of his car. And he took me to the abandoned building. Then he proceeded to anally rape me with his billy club. And then he beat me with it. And today's not my lucky day at all. No, not my lucky day at all. No. Not my lucky day at all. Girlfriend thinks he's a cop. As she searches my things, putting 2 and 2 together and coming up with 15. My girlfriend thinks she's a cop. As she interrogates me, don't know where I was on August 16th or the day of the week. And everything that you say can and will be used against you. Everything that you say can and will be used against you. Girlfriend thinks she's a cop. And she violates my rights. And I live under love's martial law each day and each night. Girlfriend thinks she's a cop. And judge and jury too. And for crimes I didn't commit, I stand accused. And everything that you say can and will be used against you. Everything that you say can and will be used against you. But I do kind of miss the full cavity searches. so-called friends behind my back so I can even join in.
And I'm not paranoid, but my friends never give me a break. And the give and take seems to be I give and they take. Thinks nothing of me, and I'm not paranoid, but another friend put a knife in my back, gotta dump another cause he's on crack. And I'm not paranoid, but there's all these cameras all over the Ronstadt Center and all over Speedway, and they're everywhere, and they're on the buses, and they're watching everything I do. And a while ago they just said, oh, you're just paranoid, but now they're real, and they're out there, and they're watching everything I do, and I'm not fucking paranoid. corporations rule all. Sex Pistols singing for Mountain Dew. The dead Kennedys end in a lawsuit. They're too hardcore to be a good friend. Another good friend meets an early end. Wasn't revolution's a fashion show. You're judged on how you look and not what you know. Just like a Christian, you judge everyone else. Cause the ugliest thing you can't see is still yourself. And like with religion, join a self-righteous clique. And if someone ain't like you, they ain't shit. Those who do the least always seem to bitch the most. And there's no point in trying, so they just give up the ghost. And you all change your hairdos, but it didn't change the world. And everything cool gets fucked, more swine with their pearls. The punk revolution, did we fight it at all? I saw your mouth shoot off, but no cops didn't fall. We fought each other and we fought ourselves, but didn't really affect anyone else. And some of us got high, and some of us got laid, and we all got addicted to getting paid.
need a way to make it more interactive so I can participate, because it brings back a lot of memories and a lot of fun, and the production is getting better later.
Thanks for that, Kevin. I'd like to think the production gets better all the time as well, considering I'm the producer. JJ Styles, producer for video games and more. Owner and proprietor of Bright Idea Records, located at brightidearecords.com. If you're just tuning in, that sucks. Missed out on a bunch of good music, but whatever. Can always, like, replay it, I guess, for like the next 2 weeks. Because we're affiliates here. And that gives us an extra week on the Twitch. But yeah, just here hanging out with you on a Saturday night. Making the most out of my Saturday night. Just like you. And, boy, what is that? Oh, that's the record player. I'll just unplug that. Alright, that's no longer a thing. Played every record I have in this room, I think. So, yeah, no longer a thing. Uh-oh. Bear with me a moment. I gotta locate my cup. Oh! It was at my feet. Go figure. But yeah, I told you this was gonna be a lengthy stream, didn't I? So, I meant it. I meant every word of it. So, where did we last leave off? I don't know. I was telling you a story about what it's like to be misunderstood by queers. That happened to me when I was a teenager, and I played every album from every queer and every non-queer that was like a part of that story. And this is like 25 years later, and I still like the music. I think those Yankee Wuss songs, I really like that one about wake up, go to sleep, repeat. Wake up, go to work, go to sleep, repeat. Wake up, go to work, repeat. Or go to sleep, whatever. You know the one I'm talking about. I really like that one. Those Yankee Wuss guys, they really got something against the capitalist system. I tell you, what are they, communists? Fucking commie pinko pig fuckers? No, I think they're just some dudes that are kind of dysfunctional and don't like being on a schedule. I can kind of relate. It's kind of a bitch, you know, having to like commit yourself to such a thing. I heard that I was listening to the Beef Vegan Presents morning radio show, and he was telling me about Chick-fil-A, how they are giving people the opportunity to conform to like a 3-workday-a-week schedule or something. Which, and I guess they had a whole bunch of like applications. I guess it's a successful promotion. People, they don't like having to dedicate their whole life to work, which if you think about it, 5 days out of the week, that is a majority of the time. Even 4 days out of a 7-day week is a majority of your time. 3 days, that's more of a minority. So that's interesting that you could have a full-time job. Let me make that distinction, okay? Because we can all have a 3-day, job, but usually it's a part-time thing, right? So to think that you could have a full-time job and only have to work 3 days out of the work week, yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah, to think that you could maybe get all the benefits of a full-time job, like health insurance, so that way you can like get health care when you're sick and fucked up. Yeah, That's something else, man. That's something else. You know, a lot of the music that I listen to is old. I listen to some old shit, I tell you what. And like some of the themes are kind of old, you know? But they're not that old. They're just like a decade old or 2 decades old. Like the difference between then and now is like the stark contrast is very. There's a lot of differences. You know, there's been a lot of progress, I guess you could call it. At least I would call it progress. What I'm talking about is like the adventure for equality, right? Here in America, we're all about like liberty and justice and equality, right? Like justice is about if somebody fucks you over, you get to fuck them back, essentially. And like equality is like you get treated just as well as any other son of a bitch. And you don't get looked down upon for being yourself. And I agree with those things. I don't agree with prejudice, especially with regards to groups of people. I think that's bullshit. I always have thought that's bullshit. I believe people should be hated on an individual level. And oftentimes you don't get to see that in society. You know, sometimes you'll see like a celebrity or like a politician. Of course, politicians are celebrities, but when I say celebrity, I mean more like an entertainment celebrity, like a musician or an actor, actress, etc. And like, you know, when you see people hated on an individual level by a mass of people that haven't met this person, don't know this person, it's kind of like indicative of the problem. You know, this whole like hating people you've never even met thing. You know, if you're gonna hate somebody, you should have at least met them before, right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe you've been affected. Maybe your family's been affected by somebody that you've never even met, which sucks. You know, I'm sorry if that's the case. But like, you know, it seems like a lot of people, when they realize how they've affected you, they'll try to do right by you. At least if they can. I don't know. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Alright? A bit of a devil's advocate, you know? Like, because it's so easy to just persecute, you know? I like to think that Frankenstein is a good guy, you know? If you don't hold a flame in front of him, you know? Because Frankenstein hates fire, okay? And I'd like to think Dracula's a pretty good guy, as long as he's got his blood supply. If he's running low, you better look out. Fucking A. But I digress. What'd you think? What'd you think of that one song? My nodules, my love nectar. But I digress. Pretty good shit, right? So, again, where were we? I was just trying to explain what happened at TwitchCon. That's all. Shed some light on it. You know, like, I said it at the beginning of the program, or maybe I did. I don't know. You know, I've had a lot of queer friends, and I'd mention them, but I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. And you know, I've actually had some people contact me and say, you know, thank you for trolling the fucking how to build queer communities on Twitch thing, you know. And it's like, I get it. And that's why there's still bridges that need to be built. Because as long as anyone is feeling alienated, there's work to be done. Whether it's a queer or whether it's a straight or whether it's a whatever. I mean, we're all just supposed to be gamers here on Twitch, I think. I think that's the point. We're all just like gamers, regardless of our backgrounds. I've got a pretty extensive background. I'm what you would call a complicated person. I mean, hell, how many identities do we have here on the Video Games and More stream? We got Zot the Avenger, we got me, we got ZTJ. Alright? We haven't even touched upon, you know, the guy that barely exists, the guy that's on my birth certificate. That guy's a veritable nobody. But, regardless, yeah, I'm a complicated person, but what it all relates back to is just the video games. Which reminds me, did you see that motherfucking score I just laid down on Pinball FX3? Fucking Amazing Spider-Man Classic table. I am the 23rd best player in the world, according to that. I don't know if that takes like Steam scores into account, because that's like, I was playing on the Xbox One, which I think is like multi-platform. I think it's like that. I don't know. That's good to see though. I basically more than doubled my previous high score on the Amazing Spider-Man Classic table. And just what does it mean to be playing in classic mode? Well, it just means that I didn't get to use any of the benefits, the fringe benefits, I don't know if they're fringe benefits. They're just like little added, like being able to slow down time, being able to rewind the play, and getting score bonuses. Those are some of the modifiers that were added to the game, to Pinball FX, that, you know, that's why they have the classic version, because it doesn't have those modifiers. So basically, you don't get to cheat, but it's not really cheating because it was added to the game and they're legitimate functions and features. Okay? So that's why there's two different modes. Alright? They're modes. It's not cheating, it's just different modes. You get it? Alright. So, you know, let me tell you what happened. How I ended up at that panel, okay? Because you're probably wondering, what the fuck was ZTJ doing at that Building Queer Communities panel, right? Like, is that what you're interested in doing, ZTJ? Or do you want to build a queer community? I don't know. To be quite frank, I'd like to build as big a community as I can, filled with, you know, queers and non-queers, okay? So be it. Let me think here. Alright, so it was like Sunday, which was the last day of TwitchCon, right? And, you know, I'd been sleeping on my cousin's couch, my cousin Kelly, and my cousin Frank, and, you know, I'd been wearing, like, my leather pants and, like, just sort of, like, roughing it. You know what I mean? I was lucky to have a place to crash and hang, and Kelly, she'd give me a ride to downtown, even though I didn't give her any gas money, because I'm a dick, and I'm poor. But, so yeah, it's the third day, right? I just got dropped off, and I'm scootering. You know, like a Razor scooter. I like getting around on a Razor scooter, because I find walking to be incredibly taxing. And because of the way my mind works, I like to go different places. You know, it's kind of like a video game when when you can fast travel, like in Fallout or what have you, like in most video games that are open world, okay? I like to be able to fast travel, and riding around on a Razor scooter is about the closest thing to fast traveling that I can do in real life, okay? So yeah, on Friday and Saturday, the scooter, okay, on Saturday the scooter was a big deal because I paid like an extra $30 on my TwitchCon pass to like go to this party that was at this park that was away from the convention center. And when I showed up at the main gate, security said that I wasn't going to get in with my scooter. And like, I'm like, come on, I paid. Come on. And they're like, can't you leave it somewhere? And I'm like, no, I'm not from here. I don't have anybody I can leave it with. I don't have a car. I forgot my bike lock. Well, I couldn't find my bike lock. And time ran out. So I had to go catch my bus. And I didn't have a bike lock. And like, fucking, I couldn't get into the party. So that was the first sign of my scooter being a big fucking problem. It's like, gee, I didn't realize being green was like such a big problem, but apparently they thought I was gonna club somebody over the head with my scooter. You know, guess what, people? You can get clubbed over the head with a fire extinguisher, okay? But that doesn't mean fire extinguishers shouldn't be available. What the fuck? Why did I get discriminated against? Anyways, fuck it. So it's Sunday. I'm trying to get in the front door like I've been doing the past 2 days, right? Some security guy says to me, hey, you gotta go check your scooter in at section H. And I'm like, where the fuck is section H? He's like, it's fucking over there. I'm like, oh, fuck this. Whatever. All right, I'll go do that. All right, have a good fucking day. Yeah, fuck you too. All right, so I'm walking away, and as soon as the security guy has his back turned, I head up the stairs, okay? Because I like to find back doors. It's part of my nature. And I realized that if you were willing to walk up all the stairs, there was a way to get around the back and walk down some stairs, and you could basically bypass security that way. And as long as you had a badge hanging around your neck, nobody was going to question you. They were just going to assume that you'd already been checked by security, you know, and like everything was cool. So like if you were a mad gunman or a mad bomber, you could have got in that way and like pulled some Columbine shit. So way to go, security. Losers. Fucking losers. I didn't check in my scooter. I kept my scooter. And you might think I'm the bad person, but no. Security is the bad person. There should have been security posted if it was that big of a fucking deal. But guess what? They probably left the back door open for people like me. That's what I figure. You know, I figure back doors usually exist so that way the superheroes can take advantage of them and not be affected, you know? Because I'm a goddamn superhero. I'm not a supervillain. Alright? Get that straight. Anyway. So I'm at the convention, right? And I walk up all these stairs in my leather pants. I'm sweating my balls off, alright? I'm like, oh shit, I need a break. I get myself a gelato. It was a unicorn flavored gelato. I can't really describe the flavor. I don't know if it really tasted like a unicorn, but that's the way it was labeled, that's the way it was sold to me. That's the way I took it. And I liked it. It was good. But, you know, I needed a place to sit down and enjoy my unicorn shaved ice beverage. So I went inside the convention center and I was looking at where the people were going in, and I saw a door And I walked up and I went in and I sat down and I ate the fuck out of my unicorn gelato, right? I'm probably sitting there for like 10 minutes, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm actually feeling refreshed. I'm almost recovered from walking up all those steps. There were a lot. You don't have any clue. Maybe you do. All right, if you do, then you'll agree. There were a lot of steps. Okay? Is this mic on? All right, it's on. Yeah. So anyway, there were a lot of steps. Anyways, I'm taking like my last bite of unicorn gelato, and that's when I see Data Dave like up there, and he's going like, "Hello, welcome to building queer communities here at TwitchCon," and I'm like, I got my spoon, and I'm like, building what now? I'm like, is that where I ended up? Okay. And like, you know, the homophobic part of me was all like, I should probably get up and leave, right? But, you know, the majority of me is not homophobic, so I ended up sitting there. I said, hey, ZTJ, you know, building queer communities is probably like building any other community. You're bound to learn something here, right? So that's pretty much why I was there. I ended up there by accident because for some reason I couldn't really like get the Twitch app to work on my phone. I don't blame the programmers. I don't blame anybody. It's probably my own dumb fault. So there you go. Just wasn't working on my phone right. I should have had it like set to LTE. You know, like star pound, info, pound star, and then like, you know, you can select your like protocol, you know, GSM, LTE, CDMA, HSPA, fucking NR. You know, there's a lot of different phone protocols, and if you're not using the right one, it's your fault. You should know better. Right? Anyway. People are so privileged, you know what I mean? They get to use all this technology, and usually it's the people with the most money that have the best time, you know, because they can afford to have a geek like me set it up for them, you know? But if you're a geek and your own shit ain't set up right, man, there's nobody to blame but yourself. But so anyways, I'm sitting there through the panel, and it was a good panel, you know. I can't say I learned a whole lot. Okay. I did learn that like you know, let's just say it was reaffirmed that, you know, if you're going to succeed in life, or at least if you're going to build a community or whatever, it's all about the people. So once again, that got reaffirmed. But like I told you earlier, the only reason I walked up to the microphone was because I just didn't really get the impression that like hetero people had a very good representation in the queer community. I feel like the hate raiders are the people that are representing heteros, you know? Granted, it was interesting how during that thing, I don't know if you people realize this, but when I was up there on the microphone asking my lengthy question that I was trying to abbreviate but just can't because I'm like learning disabled. All right, I'm usually the last kid at the end of an exam. I'm usually the last kid to leave. You know, I'm like I can get lost forever. I'm like I'll bet Stephen King's probably like that. He writes like 1,000-page books. Like, you'd have to be the kind of person that just goes on and on and on and on and on to be able to do that, right? But yeah, so where was I? Yeah, we're talking about, I'm just trying to, like, you know, be brief. I even said it. I'm trying to be brief, but I failed. Anyways, somebody from the audience felt like interjecting. And that's why there's like this long like pause where you can't hear anything because the audience member didn't have a fucking microphone. And like, I literally felt like stopping the audience member in the middle of their little diatribe against me. Like, you know, like, it was right before the one panelist, that one lady was all like, you know, yes, hetero people are welcome. I don't know if you are, though, because you got weird energy. Right before that was when the audience member felt like interjecting and going, blah, blah, fucking blah. I don't have a microphone, so this is, like, completely irrelevant because it provides no context to the actual conversation. You know, but whatever. You know, any one of the other panelists or anybody could have, like, maybe, you know what? We were running short on time. We were running short on time. You know, I probably, you know, when Data Dave, when he said, you know, all right, we don't have time for any more questions, I should have just accepted that. And then I wouldn't have looked like a fucking asshole in front of everybody, right? Like, but I felt slighted. I waited in line to ask my question just like everybody else. And I was the singular last person. If there would have been one other person, I would have been willing to walk away when Data Dave said there's no time for anybody else. But I was literally the lone gunman, you know, the last guy, you know. And I'm like, I'm not going to get fucked up the ass like that. Fuck no. I'm going to ask my question. And that's when I walked up to the mic and I said, you're not going to let me ask my question? I waited in line like everybody else. You know? Because, like, my back was hurting. I was holding my Razor scooter. It was weighing me down. My legs were getting tired. You know, waiting in line was not fun. My heart was beating. I was anxious to be there. Like, I don't like asking questions. I don't like school. I don't like raising my hand. It creates a large amount of anxiety inside me because I feel rejected all the time. Because I've been rejected. All you got to do is watch video games and more, and you can see how the prank callers used to treat me. All right? I had to grow a thick backbone, a thick skin. I had to grow a thick skull. All right? Just to fucking survive youth. So, you know, and like it kind of pisses me off when I hear how quick people are to block people on Twitch, because you know what? That's going to generate more resentment than anything, I think. All right? Because I've been like blocked once or twice or something from a Twitch channel, and I kind of thought about making a hate raid happen, you know? And luckily I'm not that easily offended because I'm just like, fuck it, I'll go to a different channel. You know, but if it's a channel that you really want to be a part of and somebody goes and blocks you just because you said the wrong thing, because you stuck your fucking foot in your mouth, you know, like, that's going to hurt your feelings. Because what do you do at that point? Once you're blocked, you can't even, like, defend yourself. You can't even, like, say, look, can't we all just get along? Like, once you're blocked, you're fucking blocked. And you're about ready to go Columbine at that point. At least I am. I don't like being blocked. God damn it. I've been bullied my whole fucking life, and I refuse to be bullied. I'm gonna fucking speak my fucking mind till the day I fucking die, whether you like it or not. You know what happens sometimes to people when they speak their mind? Like Jello Biafra, he got his ass kicked at the Gilman by like a bunch of skinheads or whatever. Like, I don't know if they were Nazi skinheads or just like straight edge kids with shaved heads. I don't know what the fuck. I wasn't there, but I know that the poor guy got like a broken hip, like from getting beat up by a bunch of people that didn't like his loud mouth. And Johnny Rotten, I know he's got a loud mouth, and people like to beat him up too. It's happened, you know? And it's like, violence is against the law. Okay? That's a crime. Violence is a crime. You can go to jail for that. But you're not going to go to jail for opening your big fat mouth. And I'm not going to be fucking held down. My big fat mouth is gonna go blah, 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 blah as much as I fucking want because it's the First Amendment and it's my fucking right. Alright? So, and it just kind of sucked that we were short on time because if I could have, like, pontificated and elaborated and actually been able to make my point, like make the gay bar analogy, you know, about how awkward it is for straight people to go into queer channels, you know, like... I just wanted to hear that, you know, like if people would have said, "Oh, thank you for asking your question, ZTJ. Oh, of course we want you. We love you. You're the original streamer. We wouldn't be here without you. You had the vision before that guy from Yale, that Justin guy. That capitalist that like majored in business that made $100 million selling Twitch to Amazon. Yeah, you had the vision way before him. And we respect that. I ain't asking for a lot. I ain't asking for money. I ain't asking for I'm just asking for a little bit of respect, which I get. I have respect from enough people. It would only take one person, but one really cool person, kind of like Frank Howlett, for example. But no, I mean, like, all I'm asking for is a little bit of respect, a little bit of understanding. And when I say understanding, I mean, like, you know, it's really awkward being a learning disabled person in this world because a gifted learning disabled person. Because in public school, when I got labeled gifted learning disabled, it's basically like being an idiot savant, but not so extreme. It's like being a Rain Man, but not so extreme. It's basically like I appear normal, even though I could give a fuck about most shit, except the shit that I care about. Like, I care about music, I care about technology, like video games, computer hacking, shit like that. I give a fuck about hot chicks. Hot chicks are awesome. You know? And like, oh yeah, that reminds me, I didn't even talk about drag queens. I wanted to talk more about drag queens. But, what else? Shit. I give a fuck about, like, getting high. You know, like, drinking my drink. Whether it's coffee or a Long Island iced tea. And that's about it. And when you force me to focus on other things that I don't give a fuck about, it makes me suicidal. And that may sound extreme, but it's the truth, man. Like that music I was playing, like Yankee Wuss talking about wake up, go to work, go to sleep, repeat, wake up, go to work, go to sleep, repeat. That shit fucking kills my soul. And I figure that's why shit like Twitch exists. because I've met people that their entire income is like based off of Twitch. That's what Nintendezi told me when I was chatting back and forth in his channel. Like, he told me that his income is based off. And I sat there and watched him make like $500 for a charity one day. That guy's my hero. Like, I wish I'd like to be more like Nintendezi, really. Hopefully I will. But like I say, being a gifted, learning disabled person is fucking lame, man. Like, people look at you like as if you're some kind of like intelligent person, you know? When in reality, you're a stupid fuck. You know? I make mistakes all the goddamn time that I regret, you know? But, still, I look like I'm, you know, like I know what I'm doing because I'm articulate, you know? Because I have a memory. You know what my memory does for me? I remember every horrible thing that's ever happened to me way too vividly and clearly. I drink and I drink and I drink and I still remember every fucking horrible thing as if it happened yesterday. So it's not easy, but then again, it's good to remember because it helps me remember why I'm here, and it helps me to remain feeling justified, whether you realize it or not. But anyways, I'd like to go hang out in Data Dave's channel. He was a really nice guy. I don't know if you saw when I went and hung out with Down to Quest. I met those guys, and fucking A, man. There was a lot of cool shit at TwitchCon. I had my highs and I had my lows. It sucks that my scooter brought me so many lows. Like, what kind of society are we living in when security wants you to fucking separate from your wheels? That's fucked up. I wasn't gonna club anybody with my scooter. And like I said, fire extinguishers. You can club somebody with a fire extinguisher. But does that mean that they're not supposed to be around? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm sure I could have found something to club somebody with. Like, that's a chair. How about a folding chair? There were plenty of those. Like, hello? To discriminate against me because I've got a scooter, that is some fucked up shit. You know, I'm being green. Like, isn't that worth something? Anyways, I digress. When I met those Down to Quest guys, they were fucking awesome, and I was telling them about how I met Data Dave the day before, because I was like in the, you know, main, I would call it the booth area, where everybody had booths set up, you know? And Data Dave was right there, and I'm like, hey, are you streaming? Because he had like a good camera, and it looked like he was streaming. He's like, yeah, I'm streaming, what's up? And I'm like, yo, can I do a promo reel? He's like, yeah, step on up. And I looked for it, I couldn't find it. I'm pretty sure it made it online. Even if it didn't, he was still welcoming, and I appreciated meeting Data Dave. And he is another reason why I stuck around that Building Queer Communities presentation. You know, when I saw that he was the head, like, moderator, like, that was cool. I was like, you know what, at least I got a friend here. I have one friend here. I'm gonna stick around instead of booking out the door like some kind of homophobe. Because I'm not a homophobe, but I am kind of a xenophobe. I mean, I'm just willing to admit it. People kind of scare me. Like, I've been beat up. I've been called names. Like, I've been prejudiced against. I'm a bit of a xenophobe. I know what people can do, and it hurts. You know? I know it's like, context is everything. But, you know, things can change on the flip of a dime, you know. So, but yeah, you know, I apologize to Dave. I hope I didn't make things too awkward. I don't apologize to anybody else, because that's like the nature of human discourse. I didn't have any ill intent in my heart, you know, and if anybody took it the wrong way and thought I was trolling or whatever, man, whatevs. I guess I'm a natural born troll, but I just hope I didn't make... he rolled with the punches just fine. Most moderators are capable of that. Like, you know, it's kind of like when Zot the Avenger used to take a crank call, and Zot would say something like, oh, we got a caller of rare intelligence. It's rare when they show any. You know, it's like that. You know how to roll with the punches. So, anyways, it's almost 2 in the fucking morning. It's Sunday. I think I've been at this for like 4 hours or something. I don't even care. I'm tired. I gotta go. Thanks for sticking around. The Video Games and More stream here on twitch.tv with me, jjstyles, the producer of Video Games and More, owner of BrightIdeaRecords.com. Hopefully we'll have the PlayStation 3 fixed soon, and then Zot can continue the Saw journeys, because he needs to do Saw 2 as well as Saw 1. And though Halloween is over, we don't give a fuck, because here at Video Games and More, we don't quit. So, take care, game on, and bye.